Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and I got Sekiro downloading over here, so it's gonna be a fun night. Now, today I was at a wedding, and frankly, I don't keep in touch with a lot of stuff that happens on the internet when a wedding is happening, simply because I'm detached from everything, but on the drive home, I felt a disturbance in the force. Now, I didn't know that today was the Oscars. Frankly, I don't care much for it. It's just an entire show where, like, Hollywood elites jack each other off. Not really that exciting for me, but what happens on it, when the big memes happen, we all know about it. So it seems like last night or tonight, Chris Rock got slapped by old Will Smith. Yeah, the same Will Smith that made Clean Raps and was in one of the best movies of all time, I, Robot. I don't care if you argue with me in the comment section below. I, Robot was a goddamn masterpiece, and I will not accept any slander of it. But anyways, Will Smith won like Best Actor, and Chris Rock made a joke about his wife being bald. She suffers from like hair loss, and it seems like our boy Will Smith didn't take too kindly to that. I just want to rip the band-aid and show you this wild piece of pop culture history, just actual, human history at this point, right? Because how often is it that you kind of see this crunchy slap on the internet? So listen to this one. He's gonna walk up, get his pimp hand ready. Listen. You heard that? Do you hear that crunch? You hear that? Pop! He hit him, dude. He went in! Will Smith did not take too kindly to that at all. Now, as you can see, as he's walking back, he got that little smile on him. The Fresh Prince definitely be getting a little bit of that old smile, which leads me to believe this may actually be a little bit of shenaniganders. Now, to understand, there's some context to the situation. So apparently, because Will Smith's wife lost her hair, she's actually bald, he made a joke about calling her G.I. Jane, and I want you to listen to how damning this joke was. What caused Will Smith to take away that calm demeanor he had from YouTube Rewind and absolutely turn it and channel the force basically through his hand.
Lord! Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Have you seen it? You see that devilish like smile he's got? He's laughing at the joke, but it seems like Jada, she ain't taking that too kindly. She's got that I ain't taking this joke. Look at that. Oh God, that's a face you make when you're hurting. He looks to the left and he's like, oh Christ, my wife hates this. Gotta go up and beat a guy. Jesus Christ. Now, I don't understand why Will Smith is standing up like this. I mean, she actually, as far as I know, runs a podcast on, like, Facebook, where I guess all the family dirty laundry gets aired out. But, when a joke like that gets said, Will Smith's got to go up and defend some honor. He actually did issue an apology afterwards, but that happened on national television. There was, in fact, a slap given on the Oscars. And that's pretty much the extent of the situation. That's basically what happened. You had a bunch of shots of other actors, like Andrew Garfield over here, straight up looking at his phone like, boy, oh boy, the trending tab be looking extra juicy tonight. Now, there's been a bit of discourse. A lot of legal individuals have jumped in and probably said, is this an assault charge waiting to happen? Guys, I do not think that Chris Rock is going to file no charge, okay? I honestly don't think Chris Rock is going to go down to the LAPD and say, boys, I just got smacked. And you know what? I got the proof for it. It aired on national television. I don't think he's going to do that. Frankly, he kind of laughed it off very quickly. If you actually go back to it, at the moment of impact, the moment of slap, one thing really impressive is Chris Rock did not flinch in the slightest. You're like, bam! Whoa! Wow! What happened there? But again, what leads me into the understanding is the shenanigans here. If you look at Will Smith, he's still laughing from that G.I. Jane joke. It was such a good joke. Not only did he have to defend his wife's honor, but he smiled all the way back after not only winning an award, winning an Oscar, but also assaulting a guy on national TV. Only in America can you win an award and assault a person all within the same 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. Now remember, this slap happened just 5 seconds after the G.I. Jane joke dropped, so maybe he heard a joke beforehand and that probably settled the deal. But frankly, people are sharing so many out-of-context clips. At the end of the day, it's debatable whether Will Smith found the joke funny or not. But what Will Smith did on camera was slap a guy. Now that was a crunchy, hard slap, and I'm not denying that it wasn't real. For sure. before. But I have a little bit of a tinfoil hat theory. Obviously, the Oscars have been declining in viewership. Ever since the 80s, they've been kind of like at the 40 million mark, and then BAM! The internet killed mainstream media. Like that. That's pretty much what happened. It's been dropping ever since. So, to be honest with you, all right, with that such a drop in viewership, it pretty much launched the Oscars into, like, you know, mainstream again. Like, everyone's basically talking about it because of the wild event that happened. To be honest with you, if this kind of stuff happened to the Oscars more often, I'd actually goddamn tune in. Hell, I'd buy a subscription service to watch this fucking cringe fest every goddamn year. But I don't think we're ever going to get that. Frankly, it's been up to debate. I think in the next few days, scientists will discover the true reality, whether this was staged or not. But I'm going to imagine that this may have actually been staged. Dude, nobody gets slapped and then just immediately plays it off within a second. I'll be honest, if I was hosting the show and I made a joke like that, one of the actors came up and pimp-handed me, it would take me at least 4 seconds before I regained composure and went back to hosting. Because let me tell you, when you get slapped out of nowhere, it kind of jolts you for a little bit. So I gotta imagine they may have all been in on it. Maybe these two guys might have been jumping in on it. Then again, though, this is one of those situations where it's also divided people basing on whether Will Smith was right to slap a person. Now, I don't have to basically go up and tell you that hitting people is wrong. Back when I was in kindergarten, all right, they taught me that if I used violence, I'd get to sit in the timeout chair. But it seems like Will Smith didn't get to sit in the timeout chair. It is what it is. At the end of the day, look, like adults, they probably should have settled this behind closed doors. Hey, man, could you not joke about my wife's hair loss? Not cool, man. But going up there to slap a guy on national television and possibly opening yourself up to an assault charge? Come on, Will. You have your own goddamn zip code at this point. What more do you need? Chill out, all right? Come on now. Now, at the end of the day, I get the man's defending his wife, and it is what it is. It's just one of those situations which kind of left everyone a little shocked. You know, I think people are still kind of reeling from it. I think we'll be discussing this in like maybe a year down the road when the next slap happens at the Oscars. But frankly, I found this situation a little bit, you know, wild. In fact, wild enough that immediately within the situation, there were so many memes that came out. For instance, one of them was old Will Smith slapping and getting them rings out. Jesus Christ. You know, if I got a free pass to slap for every time somebody called me a fat Indian guy, I'd probably be like sitting on a fat stack right here. But to understand, all right, you know, when you're going up to a comedian, they're gonna roast you, especially if you're in the front row. Like, isn't that like the whole thing? Like, you're sitting in the front row, you're going to get roasted. It's gonna happen. Now, of course, regardless of what you think the joke is, I really don't understand going after and slapping a person. I think that's a gross overreaction. I mean, you really just get bad press out of it. At the end of the day, though, Oscar viewership went up and we're all talking about it. And, you know, if the next year isn't like this, if the next year isn't as meme-tacular, then I can see those ratings drop once again. That's where my tinfoil hat's coming, okay? The whole X-Files theme is playing in my head, thinking of all the connections. I just want to know one thing. I just want to know for the record, all right, before we have to bring out the goddamn protractors, was this actually staged? But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll be real with you. I'm not on anyone's team, but I'm on the team for the truth at this point. Because I'm feeling this was some shenanigans. I'm feeling there was some staged nonsense. Let me know what you think in the chat. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I don't know. My brain's kind of fried. I was doing like 2-hour drives today, okay? It'll kill anybody. But ladies and gentlemen, this really brought me back. All right, this really like made me kind of like go, wow, that's a shocker. But you know what? I'm going to play some Sekiro, I'm going to play some Castlevania, and I got the Some Ordinary podcast to record in the morning. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's a wild night indeed. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.